Wasn't there something that said like 80% of them said if they could do something else, they would?
They would. Oh, wow. Yeah, that they would.
So they felt like if they could do something else, they'd go do
that. They would leave ministry and go do something else. It was over 50% that felt like ministry negatively impacted their family from their life.
All right, welcome back to At the Table with the Herndons. This is the last part of this particular episode. I am so sad to see it come to an end. We have had such a good time.
Best time.
We are here with Pastor Patrick and Pastor Sharonda of Covenant City Church, one of the fastest growing churches in Phoenix.
Yes.
They are doing it like they're doing it for TV.
Yes.
So we're super proud to call them friends. And more importantly, they're like family to us. And so we're just grateful and blessed, to have them here. And so this last segment, we wanted to kind of talk about choices. It is very important that, as Pastor Patrick was asking about or talking about, that I don't believe in that concept of, just throw it together, put a little bit of lemon on it and shove it down your gullet and it doesn't matter how it tastes. To me, I think food should be good. And so there are choices that are made that can really help you in your health journey. And once again, I'm going to re-stress this. I don't know that I'm so much of an emphasis on what we would have to call healthy, because I think that depends on the person, calorie intake, what they eat, individual diets and all that kind of thing. But healthful means that you are making wise choices to consume things that contain a better nutritional value and are purposely chosen for a reason. So for example, this tub of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which I used to eat a whole tub of this almost every night. And believe it or not, the serving size for this is a half a cup, which nobody eats a half a cup. But guess what? There's 3.5. So that means there are 3.5 servings or 3.5 of these in here, which means that the calorie content on this is actually about 1,000 calories for just this one. An 8-ounce serving, which would be 2 of these, 1 cup, an 8-ounce serving would be 460 calories. Now, what I have learned, the challenge is the sugar. There's still sugar in this, but I will get a water ice. Now, this Italian ice is 8 ounces and it is about 60 calories. You're talking about 460 versus 60 calories. So it's cold, it gives you, the juice and the flavor, and it's icy, and it's sweet, and it's good, and it's an adequate replacement for me to choose this over this. And I end up saving over 400 calories. They have these coconut bars, which these are only 90 calories for a coconut bar. And so, we also, because we don't do dairy, we have what's called a So Delicious cashew ice cream. And they make a cashew caramel ice cream that is really good. And so we'll use that as a substitute. And it just, like I said, you just have to choose better things. For example, white rice. We do brown rice. And so at the table, quick tip, I don't do brown rice steam. I boil it like a pasta. So I literally put the brown rice in, I boil it like pasta. I believe it's 50 minutes?
It's 50 minutes.
And then drain it just like a pasta, and then put it back in the pot, put the lid on it, set it to the side, and it'll finish on its own. And when you're done, you will have perfectly cooked brown rice every single time. And most people who don't like brown rice, when they've had that brown rice, they love it.
Sure.
When you're dealing with noodles and pasta, there are They sell these organic sweet potato noodles, zucchini noodles that you can use. Add your favorite pasta sauce, and you will find that they are very low on the glycemic index, so they don't hit your blood sugars. You ever had spaghetti squash? Love spaghetti squash. Cut it in half, olive oil, salt, pepper, face down, put it in the oven. 45 minutes later, scrape it out, and you've got a great alternative when it comes to pasta. And then, of course, you guys had the bulgur, which is what we just had. Right, is what we just made. And this has been eaten since biblical times. It's great in pilaf and porridge, and it's classic Levantine salad or tabbouleh. And so, but that's what.
I've never heard of that before today.
Yeah.
And we use quinoa as well. And so again, because you got to stay away from white rice, the starch, flours, gluten, all that stuff really is just not good for you. And so these are better alternatives that you can treat just the same way, season the same way, and you will find that they are very much a way healthier option. And then soda. Hi, this is Dr. Gene Herndon of Leadership Uncensored, and I want to take a moment to share with you about a weekly cast that we're going to do called M4, or Monday Morning Master's Mind. And it will be a short, powerful, practical leadership insight that you can apply to your ministry, to your business. And our goal and our purpose is to give you the confidence, the clarity, and the tools to help you to lead at the next level. And so what we have done is, if you are interested in that podcast, please sign up on our website. If you go to geneherndon.com, put your information in there. Every Monday morning, you will receive an email that will have the link to that particular broadcast. And I guarantee it'll be a blessing to you, and I guarantee it'll bring value to your ministry and to your business. We understand the challenges that people face when you're a Christian business or in a Christian ministry. And so we want to make sure that we're providing the best help that we can to be a blessing to you. Until we see you, God bless you, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, can we talk about the soda? Coca-Colas are kind. I was actually just looking at, because I don't drink Coke really, but I was looking at the serving size and the calories, and I said, wow, you can really drink your calories in a day and not even know it.
You can.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because this soda right here has 39 grams of added sugar.
Added sugar.
That means one glass of soda has enough sugar. It has 78% of your daily intake of sugar is in one glass of soda.
Man.
78%. So that means if you have 2 glasses of soda in a day, you have literally exceeded your intake.
Right.
And the way that you calculate that is you figure out what the total fiber is and what the total sugars are, and you subtract it. So if it's 39 grams of sugar and 10 grams of fiber, then you subtract that, and the net carbs are 29. So you're talking full-blown, just plain sugar.
Yeah. I did find other ways to substitute soda. I think when I really thought about it and it came down to it, I felt like I was addicted to sugar, but my craving was not so much for the sugar, it was for the fizz of the soda, just to like feel that fizz. And so one of the things that I learned was making homemade soda. And so like I have Perrier, you can use Pellegrino, they have different flavors like lemon lime, which I really love. And what I do is I just take the Perrier, and then we have some cherry grenadine here. Tons of flavors in terms of grenadine, so you pick the one that you like the most. And I love Shirley Temples with Sprite. So I'm like, I will just make Shirley Temples, but I will use Perrier, which there's 0 calories in here because it's just, carbonated water. And then, so I think that was probably about 2 tablespoons.
Right, and there's only 25 calories in this, 0 calories in the
So
Perrier.
we're gonna have some soda.
So 150 calories versus 25 calories.
Another thing that I learned, and so I would do this whenever I had that craving for that fizz, and it would satisfy my craving and I wouldn't feel like I needed soda. One of the other thing is you can get a lot of flavored soda waters at the grocery store, which is really easy. So my favorite is LaCroix, and I love the apricot, which is my all-time favorite flavor, but there's tons of flavors, so you pick whatever you like. I feel like they have like 50 flavors and every day they come out with a new one. So things like LaCroix are really good to use in place of soda, and it really just cuts down not only on the calories, because I think when you're a smaller frame, obviously the amount of calories he can have in one day, I can't, and so I can literally drink my calories, almost half of it for the day, based off of soda and not have even eaten anything. So when you total it all up, I'm way over, and that's why I'm not losing weight or, you know, getting healthy like I would want to. So these are just some healthy options. Sometimes I will just do Perrier with just like lemon or lime and do that, and it tastes like Sprite. And so, you know, different things like that just satisfy. And I really just think it's about making conscious, healthy choices. One of the things we talk about is we find it so interesting that you can go to certain areas or neighborhoods, and the type of food that you would find from a healthful standpoint, you won't find in certain neighborhoods. And I think it's a shame. I really think it's a shame that it's not widely accessible. You even go to restaurants and we can't even really find a substitute for beef or pork. You know, like if we want turkey sausage, we go to a breakfast spot, and it's just not out there. So it's not really accessible. So it means you have to try harder. Yeah. So you have to drive a little bit further to go find a grocery store that has some of these options that, you know, you can buy. And it really is an investment.
Have you heard of Italian soda? So you do the same thing with
It's so good.
the grenadine and the Perrier, right? And then we don't do dairy, but this is a vegan, plant-based half and half. And so,
Kind of like a cream soda.
Like cream soda, yeah. Carrabba's has a really good one. Can you put some in here? I'm gonna try it.
Oh yeah, that tastes really good. Is that like coconut flavor?
You know what? I don't think it has any flavor, but it's a very nice consistency.
Yeah, I like that actually.
This is something that you can sit on the
Why does
island
that
in
make it
Hawaii
taste
and
so
drink
good?
that.
That tastes
just-
really good.
Yeah,
That's really, really good.
you know, again, just doing different things, making better choices, researching, studying, learning. Spices, seasoning, garlic, onion, they don't add calories like, you know what I mean? So just because it's healthful doesn't mean it has to be nasty. You know what I'm saying? You can add these things and add flavor and make your food flavorful and actually enjoy what it is that you're eating. Because, I mean, you know, since biblical times, food has always been one of the centerpieces of fellowship. You know, we have multiple companies that we run on top of the church and doing the things that we do, you know, and a 2-year-old running around. You know how it is. You gotta have the ability to sustain and maintain. And so, you know, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and it can be a long day. And having the energy to do that is absolutely significant. It's so important.
Hey y'all, it's Shayna from At the Tables with the Herndons. I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning into our episodes. I pray that you guys are really enjoying this special episode that we're sharing on health and fitness and just living a healthy lifestyle. This is not for people that may be overweight or people that struggle with food. This is for everybody. And this is about living a healthy lifestyle. It's not about losing weight per se. You can be a skinny person and still be able to live a healthy lifestyle and to apply a lot of the things that we're sharing with you. So we want to engage you and have you be a part of this movement with us. What we want to do is, as you guys are meal prepping, or maybe you're at the gym working out, or just doing something that you enjoy, we want you to take pictures and we want you to tag the At the Table with the Herndons Facebook page and then hashtag Snatch It Back. And really what hashtag Snatch It Back means is we're just going to take responsibility and be accountable for our life, and knowing that we're not going to allow food to rule us, we're not going to allow bad behaviors to rule us and take over our life. lives, and that we truly are not a victim in this. Snatch It Back is all about bringing yourself back centered, being able to be in a place where you can do the things that God has called you to do and to run the race that He set before you, whether you're a Christian business owner or you're a senior pastor, or maybe you go to church and maybe you're a full-time mom. And so we all have the ability to snatch it back and to bring our lives back to where it needs to be so that we can truly be at a place where we're available and ready to do kingdom business. So once again, just share your pictures, share your comments. If there's anything that you want to know or any questions that you have, you can just drop it below this video. And we're just so blessed to have you be a part of this journey with us as we move forward in our health journey. We just pray and wish you the best. And from our table to yours, we will see you next time. Stay tuned for future episodes. We love you and God bless.
If I had to share something with anyone who struggled, because certainly it's been a struggle of my own, it would be, for one, know what your why is. Why do you want to be healthy? Because when you know what your why is, you pretty much are not going to want to do anything that's going to take away from that. When you know what's most important to you, and you won't risk that, because you'll know that it's worth it, because this is my why. My family is my why. The ministry is my why. I've always had a dream of worshiping God on my knees, and being overweight keeps me from being able to do that. Singing in public on my knees, that's like a big dream that I have of mine. And so that's a why that I have. So it's worth it for me to continue to go on, and it's worth going through the process. If you look at the word process, you break it up. The word pro means to be in favor of. Cess is like cessation to tax. Are you willing to pay the price to be able to make your why reality? And so when I really look at that, that'd be number one. And number two would be the advice that I got from a guy who was 50-something years old, looked like an Avenger. And I asked him, I said, hey, what's the one thing you would tell a struggling guy, with their weight? And he said, how bad do you want it? And really, that's what it boils down to. If you really want something bad enough, you're going to do whatever it takes to pay the price to be able to make it happen. And then the other thing is, I just refuse to pay the fat tax anymore. And that's a terminology that I just got, where it's a price that you're paying for being overweight. You guys don't have to worry about it, but for us, we have to pay extra to get clothes that fit. Sometimes you got to pay extra to get an extra seat on a plane. You got to pay extra for insurances. You got to pay extra even emotionally when you go out to eat with someone as beautiful as her, and she's like, I got a table, and they're like, well, we only have a booth, and you're trying to squeeze inside of a booth, and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's looking at me, and so I just refuse to pay the fat tax. So if there's anything that I can leave with you today, it's know what your why is, refuse to pay the fat tax, and then of course, know how bad you really want it.
That's it.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
I
How about
agree.
you, Pastor Shalonda? Anything?
I think the biggest thing is, just like Pastor Shayna just said, is really not being naive to the fact that just because you're thin, that you're healthy. And no matter how
Speak to
skinny
that.
I am, I'm not eating healthy to lose weight, but I want to be healthy. I want to be around for my grandbaby and my son and my family. I want to have energy at night when my husband's ready to play and I'm like, I'm tired because I didn't drink Coke all day. I say that in a funny way, but it's serious. The more
Drink
junk you
some more of
eat,
this right now for tonight.
the more junk you eat, it weighs on you, and you get that sugar high, and then you just crash. So, as a skinny person talking to another, maybe somebody that's watching that says, you know what, that doesn't pertain to me. It pertains to all of us, because we really need to eat healthy and live a healthy lifestyle in order just to function in our daily lives. There's skinny people dying of heart attacks. Absolutely. And the big people, like Patrick always tells me, I'm probably more healthy than you. He's probably right, because he eats better than I do. Yeah. So just not being naive to the fact that only bigger people need to eat healthy. We all need to eat healthy to enjoy this life.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I just really quickly, I completely agree with you, because I think it is deception to believe just because you're thin that you're healthy. Like, those don't equate to the same thing. And so for me, it just became a point where I just made a decision where I just told myself, girl, you need to snatch it back. Yeah. And that really is a terminology, like you were talking about terminologies. That's what I say to myself in my head, or even sometimes out loud, like and I do the whole hand thing, snatch it back, girl. Like, I'm gonna snatch back my life, my quality of life. I'm going to be the best for my husband. I'm gonna have energy to chase my child around and not her feel like I can't play with mommy because mommy's exhausted. And I'm not going to allow things to rule over me like soda, you know, and carbs and those types of things where I feel like I don't have the control to control myself to say, no, I'm not gonna have the pasta today. I'm gonna have zucchini noodles. And just really to just snatch back my whole quality of life to know that I'm not just affecting myself, I'm affecting my husband, my kid, her kids, and it just goes on like you were talking about the whole generation. And it's just about time to snatch it all back and to make that decision to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to be in control. I'm going to rewrite my story, and it will be different in the end.
We again are here with Pastor Patrick, Pastor Sharonda of Covenant City Church in Phoenix. We are so blessed to have them on the show. We're so blessed to have you guys here. If you have any questions, comments, anything, post them in the comment section. We love to hear from you. Share this thing, like it, share it with your friends, share it with your family.
Yes.
We just want to be a blessing to you. We love you guys. And from our table to yours until we see you again, may God keep you. May God bless you. May He make His face to shine upon you. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. We would love for you to leave some comments, likes, shares. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below the videos. We'd love to interact with you. If you want any copies of our recipes, just ask. Anything you need from us, we're more than happy to be a blessing to you. Please make sure that you support all that we're trying to do, because it's not easy doing what we do. And so when we see likes and we see shares, it sends us a signal, tells us that you like what we're doing and that you want more of it.
We want to know some of the things that you guys are dealing with and the things that you would like us to talk about, you know, whether it's different subjects or even foods that you would like to see on the show. So we love you guys from our table to yours. We will see you next time, and God bless.